Hi and welcome to the Silverstone Museum, and today we're going to talk about probably the most special bit of work that we do here at the museum. We're really proud that we have an education programme that has welcomed in 2024 about 15,000 young people. Young people get to sample lots and lots of things at the museum, and today we're going to talk to some of the people that are involved and look at some of the objects and the things young people can do when they come to visit. So we're now in the museum to talk a little bit more about our education visits, and I'm joined by Elissa, who looks after, runs, coordinates and pulls together all of the visits for all the young people that come here. So tell me a little bit about the visits. What does it entail if you bring an education group here to the museum?
So if you bring an education group here to the museum, our main visit is in 3 parts. So the 3 parts will involve actually visiting the exhibition itself, so coming into the museum and seeing everything that we have to offer in here. They also will have the opportunity to access our heritage track trail, so they'll be able to get some outdoor learning as well as they explore parts of the track that were used in the past, and also get a great view of the circuit that's in use now, the live circuit. The third part of the experience will be a STEM workshop, so they'll get to be hands-on with some genuine motorsport items, learn about those and explore them fully.
Okay. Sounds brilliant. Is there any age restrictions? Can we come from young age right the way up to universities, for example?
No restrictions at all. So right from Key Stage 1 all the way through to university graduates, we welcome them all here and in varying sizes of groups as well. We just adapt the content, the language and the information to suit that age group.
And you talk about all those age ranges. I'm assuming it's open for special needs young people and schools, so schools with additional needs?
Absolutely. We welcome, and we've got great relationships with a number of SEM providers in the area and across the UK nationwide. They come back for repeat visits. They often come in much smaller groups, so we can give them more personalised and bespoke attention. And we make those workshops bespoke to them, and for their learning needs.
It sounds fantastic, but there's going to be a catch. How much is it to bring a school visit or a school group here?
Well, we completely understand the pressures that schools and educational providers have currently. Our visits are all under £10 per student.
Under £10?
Absolutely. Yeah, under £10 per student. And we also accept the teachers will come, and any support staff, any one-to-one requirements, all teachers and staff are complimentary as well.
I'm sure this has whetted the appetite of teachers and instructors and even young people watching. How do we go about booking a session here at the museum and bringing an education group here?
It couldn't be easier. So you can find out some more on our website if you go to our learning page on www.silverstonemuseum.co.uk. Visit the learning page, there's information there. To get in contact with us personally, you can just email us on our email address, which is learning@silverstonemuseum.co.uk. That will come through to myself and the learning team, and we can contact you directly from there.
That sounds absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for your time, because I know you must be very, very busy with the amount of groups that come in. So, just to go back on that, if you are interested in bringing a group here, email learning@silverstonemuseum.co.uk. Now we're going to take a wander through the museum, and I'm going to go up to talk to Connie, who's setting up for a workshop upstairs. So I'm joined by Connie, our Senior Learning Education Officer here at the Silverstone Museum. Now Connie, tell me about some of the types of groups that we have in and that you deliver sessions to.
Well, we welcome groups from ages sort of 5, your EOIFS, reception, all the way up to university, further education. We have a range of workshops that we deliver to these groups, and we can accommodate groups from sort of small SEN sizes all the way up to we've done groups of 400 in the past.
400? Wow, that's pretty big. So we're in these rooms now. Tell me about this view we've got outside, so the young people get a chance to have their workshop in here and see what we've got outside.
Yes, they do. So when we're delivering workshops in here, we get the opportunity to point out key areas that are outside. We've got the heritage track where they can look at and see where cars have been in the past, and also can see cars that are currently going around the track as well.
It's awesome. We've got some great view of some cars going around there now. Now, we've got what can only be described as a fabulous array of items here. Now, I imagine the workshops, we get to kind of use and work with things that you really couldn't do in school. Tell me about, first of all, this tyre here. Tell me a bit about that.
So within the workshops, students, young people have the opportunity to get up close and personal with lots of different genuine motorsport artefacts. So these tyres are from the Mercedes F1 team. They are genuine tyres that have been used. This is a full wet tyre. And so if I'm working with a sort of group of maybe year 7s, I'll get them to pick them up, look at the objects and materials that are within it. And then maybe if I'm delivering to a further education group, I might be talking about the tyre supplier Pirelli and how they fit into the world of Formula One as a headline sponsor and what they do within the world of motorsport.
So I'm right in thinking it's very much science and tech, because I can see even in here, we get Jess to get the camera in, we've even got the wheel nuts still attached in there. We can talk about the science and tech and the wheel and the materials and things, but we can also cover marketing, business elements and things like that. So it really does kind of open the doors for all the careers and things that are involved. Do you talk much about careers in motorsport?
We definitely do talk a lot about careers in motorsport, because obviously there are all of the obvious careers that students might think of when they're watching a Formula One race, but there is so much more that goes into an F1 team and a Grand Prix. So when I'm talking about the objects, obviously with the tyres, you're talking about people who make the tyres, who test the tyres. You know, I'm looking at the different materials that are involved. So for instance, I might be looking at different kind of materials that you can get. So this is from a gearbox.
Wow.
The students will
Can
be
I
able
hold
to,
it?
yeah.
Brilliant.
Students are able to
that's
hold
heavy.
all of the objects that we have here, and we've got a range of objects that we're involved in. So we've got the kind of comparison between these kinds of items, but also these ones. So this is carbon fibre. It's a brake duct from a Mercedes F1 car, and if you hold it, you'll be able to feel just how light it is in comparison to those objects before.
There really is nothing to it, is there?
Nothing to it.
Nothing to it. And that's a genuine Mercedes.
Genuine one.
And these are the kind of things that schools can get to do. Now, I know we have a treat, and it unfortunately is generally for our younger visitors, our primary schools. But we've got these suits and these helmets here. What can we do with these suits and helmets here?
So we have these lovely suits and helmets that our younger audiences, our younger people, will actually be able to get inside of these suits. So during a session, they will have the opportunity to put their suit on, to put their helmet on and feel like they are part of the pit crew or a part of the racing team. And it's a lovely opportunity to get some great photos as well, but also for the students to feel the kind of materials that teams wear and what they're putting on their head and how their field of view, what they're looking at, how that works for them.
There really is. I mean, you're talking about all these things. I want to have a go in one of these workshops now. It does sound absolutely outstanding. And so if you're a school teacher or a student of some kind and you want to come, get in touch with us here at the Silverstone Museum. Learning at silverstonemuseum.co.uk is our email address. Get in touch with us here and you can come and sample some of these things and come and meet Connie as well.